if you can't tell people what you do in the first 5 seconds, you're going to have a drop-off.
What's the most you remember making?
I mean, I've helped people make millions, but for someone to make a couple million in a day is like wild.
So you got to see the big boy version of this. So you went from mobile home park to, I guess, Silicon Valley.
Yeah. Opt-in page is really there to drive a result-driven promise, get a high conversion rate, and then set the stage for why they should show up.
Trying to do sales when it's time to market.
People do this thing where they're like, I only target a certain age group. I get that, but like people lie on their Facebook profiles all the time.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Average Suck Show. If it's your first time joining us, I want to tell you what the show is all about. People like you that are looking to live a life that is above average. People that say that where they're at is okay, but not where it is they want to be. And the show is usually interviewing people that their life is above average, doing extraordinary things in the world. And today's guest is exactly that. He's an individual that I had the opportunity to meet over the last year. And not only an opportunity to meet as a person, had an opportunity to speak several times at his event, and also watch him run incredibly successful events here in the Institute. Now, one of the coolest things I saw is I also saw some of his students enter into the building and get massive success as well. So one thing is doing it yourself, but the ability to teach somebody else how to do it is where the magic begins. And our guest today is Jason Wojo. He owns Wojo Media, and what he's going to cover today is what he loves to do, help entrepreneurs, whether it's generating ads, doing webinars, whether it's exposing their business to new people online. And the coolest thing about it is he has worked in almost every industry under the sun. So if you've got a business and you want to expose it to more people, you want more people involved with what it is that you do, and you want to make a bigger difference in the world, you're going to want to pay attention to what we're about to dive into. So Jason, thrilled you're here, brother. Super excited. We have wanted to do this for a while, so ready to rock?
Yeah, let's do it. It's good
Welcome
to be here.
in the house, man. I remember the first time I saw you were on the calendar here, like Jason Wojo speaking in the building, renting the building and being here. So I'm excited we got a chance to meet. You and I had a great conversation on the stairs the other day, and we were just chatting a little about this. I'm like, let's hold this and get it on the show. So I got to ask a big, like, simple question.
Okay.
When did you become an entrepreneur? Like the first thing you did, even if it was illegal, the first thing.
Illegal?
Yeah. Like what's the first thing? And I say illegal because some of us had jobs at 13 and that was illegal. What's the first thing you did to make money?
The first thing I did was flipping Pokémon cards.
How old?
I was 19.
Did you ever sell Halloween candy at school?
I did a little bit of that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you started earlier.
I started a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
but that was because I would buy like those big bags of candy for like $5-6
Price
back
Club,
then.
Costco?
And then I would do like $1 per lollipop and stuff like that. And I used to do that on like the school bus.
Yeah.
That's how I used to do it.
So you just hustle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like I started realizing when I was a kid, like I hated being broken by money. Like my parents were really broke. So I found any way I could to like
When you say
buy
broke,
my own
what
stuff.
do you mean by broke? Because you pulled up in what kind of car is that today?
It's a McLaren.
You got a McLaren. Did your parents have a McLaren?
No.
Okay. What did they drive? My parents were LeSabres, Buick LeSabre and a Buick Regal. Great, reliable vehicles.
They had a Chrysler. No, it was a Dodge Caravan, but like the old one, like a 1990 something.
With the wood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And like it had like the plastic thing on the back that covered the license plate. It was like fucking ghetto. Like it was like weird. Yeah.
Okay. And that was your parents. So
Yeah.
you got a McLaren.
And
You're how old now?
28.
You're 20 years old.
Mhm.
You grew up lower economic level
Yeah, like my parents made like maybe together combined like 80,000 a year.
in New York.
Yeah, it's not a lot of money in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived in a 900 square foot mobile home. So
Wow.
I don't know if
I
that's
didn't know they have mobile homes in New York. Okay, that's fascinating. So my question for you is, so you're sitting there in New York and you're selling candy before you got into Pokemon. When did it first dawn on you, like, I want more? Like I see more, want more. Because what was the town you grew up in?
It's called Newburgh.
Newburgh.
So it's about an hour and a half above Manhattan.
Okay.
So it's on the
like
outskirts.
Rich people in Manhattan.
Mhm.
Towards Catskills or towards
way before Catskill. I'll probably say an hour before Catskill. It's
before
about
Woodstock?
yes, Poughkeepsie area.
Okay.
Newburgh, Middletown, Beacon,
So
Goshen.
nothing is like you not near the beach and not near
No
the
shot.
city.
No.
Okay. So you're in the middle of nowhere and right? Is that the best way to put it?
Yes.
So what dawned on you to be like, you probably never, I don't even thought about this before. Like what said like, I'm going to change this? Cause I know for me it wasn't until I went away to college. I went away to ASU, like, cause I lived in this little middle-class town.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had the same thing. There's one or two rich people in town. There was a couple business owners.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody worked for a company. People made good money, but not great money. They got by. And the couple of rich people in town, what I thought was rich were this. Then I came to Arizona and I met like someone like you with your car. I met my college roommate's dad owned Super 8 hotels. There's pants when we were kids called Cavarici, were these like rich kid pants they were like $100 a pair in the 80s. I went to school with the kid. Do you know what I'm saying? One of the guy's dads who was like big primary in Rolex was like my friend. So like what dawned on you one day to go like, I love my parents, they're good people, but I don't exactly want to live like this. Like,
So this was when I actually got out of culinary school.
so you
Went
to
to
culinary
business
school.
school instead. Yeah, I went to culinary school, went to
'Cause
business
I almost
school.
went to culinary. I almost went to Johnson and Wales. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like SUNY Delhi, CIA. That's like
CIA?
CIA is like
It's
the
like
Culinary
KGB?
Institute.
Oh, okay.
So like that's like
Culinary Institute of
yeah,
America,
that's a huge
not the
school by me.
Central Intelligence
That is where I
Agency.
grew up, by the way.
Okay.
That is Poughkeepsie. That's
Okay.
where it's
Got it.
located. So I was in culinary school, and I was there was two things that happened to me about money, because the first one didn't click that much. The first thing was I was at a conference where they have like the auditorium there for school, and they bring a chef to talk about their experience, and it's like this motivational thing. And she's like,
They bring in.
I forgot this person's name.
It wasn't like Gordon Ramsay, was it?
No, it was someone way way lower. But like she came in and she was like, you guys, you don't realize we're niche you're in. You're gonna scrape by making $15 an hour for years to get an executive chef position. You got to be a sous chef, then executive, and then maybe you'll be head chef, right? And you might make $150K a year
It's
the
a
most.
horrible sales pitch.
It wasn't even supposed to be that way. She was just being realistic with us. And then I was sitting there and I was like, dude, like I was just making $9 an hour at another job. I'm gonna be here for 4 years to make $6 more. What the hell am I doing here? And then we had a snowstorm hit New York, and then I basically was plowing my Ford Focus out of the snowbank, and I found this thing in the back of the car, which was like a shoebox. It was all these Pokemon cards. And I took them inside, and I was like, bro, like I'm so broke, like why don't I just try to bullshit and flip these? So then that's what I got into Pokemon card flipping.
We just on eBay or?
Yeah, eBay. And that's why I started learning like shipping and giving away free shipping or not, like the arbitrage on it and all this stuff. And like there wasn't a lot of profit in it. I had a card
Did
that
you
was like,
enjoy it though?
yeah, it was mad fun.
So
I had some of the best times of my life doing that.
What's the most you remember making on
Maybe
a card?
$200 in like 2 weeks.
How enjoyable was that
It
though?
was so much fun. And I had nothing to worry about. I had bills, but like nothing insane. I had like a Netflix bill, $9 a month, like little things like that. iCloud, little shit. But like that was the time I was the most innocent. Like I was in college. Like, yeah, everybody parties in college. I was partying in college. I was enjoying myself social life wise. I was trying to get out of my own shell because I was an introvert when I was younger. Still a little bit now, somewhat, but like that's how I got out of kind of the rut of college. I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. So I only did the whole chef thing because I worked at a restaurant for 3 years to make money when I was a kid.
Wow.
And that's all I did. And I would use that money to buy video games and, like be a kid, buy a new basketball, buy Nike shirts or stupid stuff like that. So that's what I, would use money on. And then dropped out of culinary school, went to business school. And then I was in business
At the same school?
No. So that's what sucked.
Okay,
I
so
liked
how did that
Delhi.
conversation go? So did you like, did you take a loan out for school?
Your
Parents help pay for things?
Basically, it was SUNY Delhi, so it's very cheap. It was like $3,000 a year after financial aid. So like my parents helped me out with that because $3K a year wasn't that bad.
How did they feel about you switching?
They were a little upset, but my credits transferred, so they weren't that mad.
Okay.
They're like, "Hey, your credits transferred. We didn't lose any money."
Let me ask a weird question because this affects a lot of people. Because you know a lot of people that go from like being you'll work with a client that let's say they own a medical business, but then they want to go online. How many times have you seen that before?
A lot.
How was it even at a young age to just, you admitted to a lot of people you were going to be a chef and you were going to be rich? Because I did the same thing. I'm like, I'm going to be a chef. I wanted to own a casino one day. That was one of the things I wanted to do. I watched the movie Casino and I wanted to be like Robert De Niro in the, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie before. I wanted to own like a restaurant in a fancy restaurant. Like I wanted to own, like that's what I wanted. What was that like going back to everybody and saying, I'm switching? Like it may not seem like, maybe it's not much when you're 19, but as a grown adult, like what was that conversation like? Because you would run into people the next summer, like, oh, you still at SUNY, you still at the culinary. what was that feel like? Because that's one of the things I know people deal with a lot, like the transition of now I'm an online marketer. Now I quit my job as a teacher and I do Amazon dropship, or I now get in the webinar. You teach someone how to do your webinar stuff and they go, holy moly, I don't need to be a teacher anymore. I could literally teach people Spanish at home and make 10 times the amount of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So interesting hack about this is that it was easier for me because I didn't have a lot of friends.
Okay. So
The
get rid of your friends.
No,
Okay.
the only person's opinion I cared about was my dad's, to be honest. That's all I cared about.
It's a big thing for guys. If you got a dad in your life,
That's
either
all
or
I
not in
cared
your
about.
life.
I had friends, but they were in college too. So it's like, hey, if I switch up, I'm not really upset. It's a step in the right direction. So like if I told them, hey, I'm dropping out completely and I'm chasing just Pokemon cards, I still wouldn't have been that sad about that. I would have a bunch of people in my ear and be like, oh, why would you do that? Like, how are you going to have healthcare? How are you going to do all this crap? And I'm like, okay, like who really cares? And I was so young that I was innocent. And that was one thing that I enjoyed when I was in college was I never grew up, to be honest. I never matured.
Okay.
So
Have you matured yet?
Yeah, a little bit, but I
Okay.
still like to keep my innocence.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like growing up is like a facade. It's like the only way that most people grow up is through having kids and a family. I just
Yep.
haven't had either of those yet. So I have no freaking clue. Like,
Yep.
I'm just living my life.
You got a dog though.
Yeah, a dog. Yeah.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
It's first step. My first step was a dog.
Yeah.
That's where it starts. You got a great girl too. You got a girl and a dog. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, she's great. Like, I'm learning things through that.
Yep.
But like for me, I was so innocent that I didn't care about the whole like, oh, what's anybody gonna think? And
Yeah.
I didn't
When
have
you
no
say innocent,
friends.
do you mean more like naive?
Yeah, I was naive too because I thought I had time, which I did. Like I was
Yeah.
19, I had all the
Yeah.
time in the world. Like,
So what made you want to go to business school? To try to sell more Pokemon cards?
it was because of the Pokemon cards.
You-
Because I was starting to transact and I was controlling the transacting.
Got it.
And I liked the control part. I didn't like to be told like, hey, like you got to sit here for 9 hours.
Did you finish business school?
Yes.
Because they wouldn't let me. I didn't let me in the business school. It's so funny. Arizona State laughed at me when I wanted to go to the business school. They've paid me to come back and speak there 3 times, but I've never actually got in. I never got into the business school. Literally, I went and spoke to 4.0 GPA kids, and I don't. Robert Kiyosaki spoke 1 week. I spoke the next week, and combined, I don't think we had a 4.0. But they thought I wasn't good enough to go into business.
Combined.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, it's a funny little thing. So you go to business school, and then did you continue doing Pokemon or?
Yes, I did. Because I still liked the adrenaline rush of like getting like what I used to do is I would sell the cards on eBay. I would instant pay out myself from eBay to PayPal. They had that option back then where you can instant payout. I lost a little bit of money on it, but I instant payouted, and then I went to Walmart and just bought more. And I would go back and forth throughout the whole neighborhood. Walmart, Target, all these stores, CVS, all the things that had Pokemon cards, I would go there and just take all their stuff.
So
And I would just go to the car, open the packs, and then take the picture in my car, put them in the sleeve with the second sleeve, and just wait for someone to buy it. And then I would drive to the post office. I would hit the post office like 7 times a day. It was freaking
They
crazy.
know your name.
Oh yeah, they were like, "Oh, how many cards you got today?" I was like, "I don't know, like 4 or 5, 6."
You know, it's so funny because when I used to sell things through online at the beginning, but one of my original business, I'd go to the post office all the time, and they never asked me what I actually did. I'd be there with hundreds of packages. I know I'm making more money than they are, and they never ask you what you do.
I think they're just so locked into just oblivion.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, I love it, and I don't want to unlock them because I need my mail to show up.
Yeah, as long as they don't fuck up my package.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all good to go. I love that laugh. You be a comedian too. So you get the comedy school. So walk me through this. So you're doing Pokemon, you get out of school, and then like there's got to be a gap between how on earth did it go from Pokemon cards, which is a really good start. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think everybody's got that entrepreneurial gene, or you think like, let's get real right now. Like, have you think you always had it?
They don't. It's mostly based on belief.
So do you think that all people have the ability to be an entrepreneur? Like the
No.
ability?
No.
I've been saying that a lot too.
It's
lately.
mostly belief.
Okay, but the ability, maybe. Belief,
You could give someone all the skills in the world, but if they don't believe that the skills are applicable, then it's a loss.
got it. I've experienced that before.
Like I can teach you how to sell, but then if you don't have conviction and you don't have confidence, then the prospect can smell it.
Got it.
Kind of same thing.
Because it's not
Like,
real.
Yeah, it's just bullshit. Yeah.
Okay, so you sell Pokemon, super excited, rocking that out. Then what next?
Then this is an interesting story. This was my first interaction with money blocking me from something.
Okay, like money blocked you? Like you ran into like
Yes.
a wall of cash?
Oh,
like Atlantic City with a wall of cash?
no, like a money block as far as like I never wanted money to get in the way of something again.
Okay.
So I had a first dog. Okay.
What's the dog's name?
It was Callie. I went to her so not to fast track too much, but when I went to business school, I finished, graduated, and then I moved to Orlando. because when I was younger, I went on like 2, 3 cruises with my dad, and he was like, he would take me to the New York port, and then we'd always go to Fort Lauderdale. So we always stopped. We would do the New York to the whatever Atlantic or whatever the hell the ocean is, and then you go to the Fort Lauderdale. You stop off. You go to Universal Studios.
Yep.
That was like our trip, and we would go there, and I always saw these palm trees. And I was like, "There's no palm trees in New York. I would love to live where there's palm trees. These things are really cool, and it's hot here, and it never rains and shit."
Yep.
That was probably during a bad season, but
People
in
smile.
Florida, it rains a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, I when I got out of New York, I was like, I hate the winter. I hate the snow. I'm tired of shoveling the shit. I'm tired of my windshield having all this ice on it. Like, I'm done with this stuff. It's killing me. And then I moved to Orlando, and I found this like room in a house for like $750 a month. I was maybe making $1,800 a month, and I moved out, and I was like, all right, I got X amount of money from clients that I still had left over, because I was selling, like, that's what I was going to get into, is I was selling local businesses for like $300 a month, $500 a month, social media management. And then I got like maybe up to $2K a month in revenue. And I thought I was hot shit when I was younger. So I was like, oh, I'm making $2,000 a month. Like, I'm way better off than what I used to be. I used to make $400 a month working in a restaurant. So I was like, oh, this is a huge jump for me. Like, I'm a little comfortable right now. So then I moved out, gave Steven the money for the rent, moved in, and then I got a dog. It was free. It was through Steven. Steven had a dog, and they had a whole nest of other puppies that were born. He's like, dude, you want one? And I was like, hell yeah, I want a dog.
You live with a guy and got a dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll take it. It's free. Like, well, we drove to Tallahassee, 4 hours, grabbed the thing, came back. Had the dog for 3 weeks. And it wound up getting sick.
Oh.
So, like, it had this weird condition, dude. I don't know the name. It was so freaking long on the paper. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But basically, it would eat its food, and it wouldn't digest it. So, like, the stomach bile would make it stick, and it wouldn't digest. It was the weirdest thing ever. So I would have to get the dog's stomach pumped.
That's horrible.
Dude, it was so horrible. So then one night I wake up. Well, it wasn't. It was the night before I had to go to Miami for an event. I had to go record, because I used to work a lot with barbers. They would do barber shows. I met a lot of barbers in New York who do these barber expos, and they would want to be recorded up on the stage.
So you're just doing video work.
I did a lot of video work, and I would take that content, edit it myself, and then post it on their social media
Pokemon
channels.
over to video.
Yes.
Okay. So now you're in video land. Keep
and
a track.
I would just use a phone, dude. I didn't have money for no Canon.
Yeah.
I got one of those Gimbo things, the anti-gravity thing, whatever the hell it's called, where you just hold it.
Yeah.
I just put my iPhone on it, and I would just record them. Took the content, posted a video, and just did their like organic channels. No ads, just organic. And one night I wake up, and I took a nap in the end of the day. I was so tired. I was getting on like client calls, and I was exhausted, so I just decided to take a nap. And they wanted to go out that night. They're like, let's go out. I was still trying to have fun.
Let's go to Miami.
Yeah. So, well, I was in Orlando. So I took a nap, woke up, and my dog was like blue. She was like choking in the cage. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? So then I take her to the emergency vet, which I didn't know how much that shit cost.
Thousands. And the pitch they give is so crazy. Would you like your dog to live one more minute? $10,000.
Yep.
Would you like have you seen? It's like Amway.
Yes.
It's like it's like literally 3 options.
I'm sitting in the room, and she's like, "Hey, listen, you can get her stomach pumped, and it's like $3,400 for a stomach pump." Dude, I didn't have that much money.
And she probably isn't gonna live.
Why not? But they said to me that every single like 2 months I would have to get the stomach pumped. I'm like, I don't have $1,700 a month.
What was option 2?
Option 2 is put her down for $4,000. So here's what happened. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, shit, dude, like, I have $9,000 in my name, and I'm about to spend half of my money on a dog that I only have for 3 weeks. And I'm like, bro, it takes me a lot to save money because I don't make that much. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, do I do the stomach pumping and eat the $1,700 a month on top of my expenses? I can't afford it. So I instead put the dog down, and I felt so bad about it, bro. Like, I called my dad, and I was just crying for hours.
I'm happy you felt bad.
I'm like, am I a piece of shit? Like, am I going to go to hell? Like, do I have to go to church? Blah, blah, blah. I was doing all these things on the phone with him. And that was the day where I was like, dude, like, $4,000. I let $4,000 get in the way of a living human thing. Like, not human, but you get the point. Like, dogs are like a man's best friend. So when I had the dog, I was enjoying it. I was like, oh, it's so good. Like, this is a great companion. Like, I have a ton of fun with this. And then I had to let it go. And dude, I had to wake up that next morning and drive 4 hours to Miami. So I had to take this thing to the vet. We're stuck there till 2 a.m. And then I get back, and then I have to drive at 4 a.m. to meet the barber at 8 o'clock to film. So I had 2 hours of sleep. And like, dude, it was the worst 24 hours in such a long time. Like, I've had worse 24 hours, but like, that was pretty shit when I was younger. Wow. So like, I had to deal with that. And then after that was up, I was like, dude, I'm not working with these barbers anymore because they're cheap. right? And then that's when I got to the event and I was
What
there.
kind of event was it?
It's like a barber expo. It's a bunch of barbers that fly in and they compete against each other. Who's got the best haircut, all this
Okay.
junk. So they do the event. And this is when I started getting a little bit more frustrated about money and people like, just like kind of swing me the wrong way. So this guy's like, yeah, dude, come to Miami. I'll give you $300. So I did because the gas was $60 back then. I said, all right, I'm going to make $240 for the day. That was a lot to me.
What else you got to do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I go and he wins the tournament for the $500 and wind up jipping me on Venmo for the money. Never paid me. He's like, yeah, dude, like my account's locked. I got to pay you. And I was like,
Has he paid you yet?
Yeah, he did eventually.
Okay, if not, we're going to call him out right now.
He did eventually, but it took him like 5 days. I was like, dude, I have to chuck up another $60 to go home for gas. And that was a lot of money to me back then. I was like, shit. So that's why I started getting like this money thing. And I was like, why is this happening? Why are all these things happening to me? And then I started letting it happen for me. So then it put me in the right direction of like, okay, why am I so money blocked by $4,000? Because I've never seen $4,000 before. I saved it, but never used it for something good. So like by me putting the dog down, I associated the $4,000 with money was bad. Money is evil. And that's what held me back for like a long time. I probably stayed at like $2,000 to $4,000 a month for like a year. And I just made
$2,000 to $4,000. Even though you had that experience, you were starting to figure it out. It didn't pop yet.
Yeah, it just didn't pop yet.
Okay, what was the pivotal moment? Where were you at? What happened? Who'd you meet?
So this was what do you want to call it? This was a client that I had. I'm not gonna say names. Had a client.
We'll call them Bill.
Yeah, we'll call them Bill. Okay, I had Bill as a client. Okay, and like, dude, I've never that you're gonna hear this and be like, what the hell is wrong with people? And this wasn't like they didn't pay me a lot. This was you pay me a lot and took it from me. Had this client for about 6-7 months.
In the video world?
No, it was a Shopify store that sold like body care products.
Okay. So you moved now to Shopify.
Yes, I got away from all the barbers.
Okay.
So I started doing like cold outreach and cold calling local businesses and working with like solar, roofing, things that were higher ticket. But then I got this one girl from a referral. Okay, one of my friends, Jen, sent me this referral. This girl comes in. She's like, yeah, I have a Shopify store. Can you run my ads? Can you do this? I started getting more equipped with ads because I was learning on YouTube and I bought some courses and stuff. So I was getting more equipped. Ran her store for 6 months, made her $200,000. Not terrible, right? She was making like $10,000 a month before, then went to like $20,000 a month. Not terrible. Did it. And one day I wake up, bro, and I got like 7 chargebacks in a row. Okay. You've definitely experienced this before. You wake up and you get 7 chargebacks. And I'm like, shit. 2,600, 2,600, 2,600, 2,600 times 7.
On your account or hers?
Mine.
Okay.
So I get up and I'm like, what is a chargeback? I had no idea what that meant, bro. I never got that notification before where it's like, hey, someone called the bank and disputed your charge.
Oh, you saw it in your bank.
Yeah, so I used Stripe back then, and it just took the $14,000 right out of my balance. And I was like, you could just take my money like that? Like, what the hell is this shit? And I thought it was a scam. I started freaking out, and then I looked up stuff online, and I was like, that's what a chargeback is? Anybody can do that shit? And I basically tried calling her, and she's like, oh, this is so crazy, bro. So Bill's wife will call them. Okay, Bill's wife answers the phone. I'm like, what happened? And she says, I don't know. I mean, Tristan just killed himself yesterday. And I'm like, you're trying to tell me that your husband killed himself?
Your husband's the one you're working with.
I was working with both of them. They were a couple.
Okay.
They owned the thing. Okay.
You want to pull in a little bit, maybe? Scoot in.
Okay, sick. So
in trouble, Chip.
Yeah. So they basically were a couple on the store. He ran a luxury taxi service on the side, and they were doing this skincare brand together. They weren't married yet. They were just like together and living. And she's like, yeah, like Tristan killed himself last night, and he went through all our credit cards and did all this crap and all this stuff. I'm like, let's be real. If you're that like depressed, are you actually going to go do a bunch of chargebacks and then kill yourself? I was like, I don't think that's the way that works. You're not thinking about someone's credit card when you're thinking about ending your life. Mm-mm. So then I was like, listen, like I need the money back. Like they took the $14,000 like out of my account. I don't have the money. And now my balance is negative. Like I don't understand this. And this is when I started getting this gist of like, some people are greedy. people are being mean to me. I need to make more money so people listen to me. Because if I had more money, I wouldn't have been mad about the 14 grand. If I had more money, I would have more influence. People wouldn't feel like they could take advantage of me. And that's why I started thinking, like, why are all these people? She had $14,000 more than me, so she could take advantage of me. If I had more than her $14,000, she would probably listen to me. And that's when I started thinking, like, okay, why do people who make money, why do they listen to people who make money?
Because they want to make money.
Because they want to make money. I was like, okay, so I have to make more money for people to listen to me. That sounds like a really shitty world, but it's kind of the way the world mostly works now. Capitalism at its finest.
Yeah, there is a thing where people will listen to people that are doing better.
Yeah.
And if we're talking business, business is doing better.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't need you need to have that much more. You have to have some.
Yeah.
And you had none.
Yeah.
And she had some.
Yeah.
So some people need to get to at least some.
So she was like, okay, if I do this to him, he can't do nothing about it because I know he's a broke kid who lives in some small house in a room in Orlando. He's not going to do anything. And then when I started, I was like, okay, like, if people are going to be that way, then I have to make myself better and invest in myself more to make more money so that no one can, like, screw me that much.
So you didn't go get back at them. You went and built you.
Yeah, I didn't get back at them.
You're not even mad these days. Like, that was actually a gift.
Yeah.
You might have been still chasing barbers and doing Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know, you might be like doing that at these days, but that was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to go from that to really start taking ads and marketing seriously?
So when that whole situation happened, I found my first mentor who was one of my clients on Upwork. I did some stuff on Upwork to make some side money, and I met this guy, Greg Barry, and he ran this brand called Hustle Island. And it was, it was actually really sick. Like, we had a really good low ticket funnel, and that's where I learned a lot about ads and low ticket funnels and downsells and upsells and Facebook and all this jazz. And that's where I learned most of my stuff was from Greg. And Greg,
working for him with him.
Yeah. Okay. Like, he was, and that's where I also had money blocks. Like, we would be on calls. He's like, yeah, let's raise the Facebook budget to $1,600. And I was like, oh, a month? He's like, no, a day. And I was like, what the hell? Is $1,600 a day?
And it was his money.
Yeah. I was like, God damn, bro, that's a lot of money.
That's because the way you grew up, though. I mean, $1,600 to your parents is a fortune.
Bro, that was the difference between us eating food 2 weeks behind and not eating at all. Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, so I learned a lot from him, and then I found, like, the first mentor, and everybody has multiple mentors in their life. Like, I've probably accumulated like 4 to 5. But everybody finds that first person who gives them, like, a lot more clarity around, like, their biggest, like, issues, and it's more about reassurance. Most mentorships are like, am I doing this thing right? And if I'm not, tell me why I'm doing it wrong, right? A lot of people pay mentors for, like, the fast track, which I enjoyed, but I just wanted people to tell me why I was doing something wrong. Like, that's all I wanted. I was like, hey, dude, like, I'm doing this in life right now. Why is this wrong? Like, I wasn't trying to get the magic bullet. Like, a lot of people...
You just wanted someone to direct you.
Yeah, I just wanted someone like, hey...
Like, keep you on track.
Yeah, like, for example, like, what you did with that, stupid. Do this instead. Yep. I'm like, okay, cool. But what I didn't want was, you're trying your best. I was like, dude, I'm trying my best and I'm poor.
Not going to serve you.
I was like, I'm poor. Like, tell me what I'm doing wrong. So, and that was where... you know, I started doing more stuff with him, learned more about the ads, did the funnels, all that jazz. And then he wanted to shut the company down. He's like, I want to sell it. And that's when I first started experiencing, like, exiting. Like, what does exiting mean? Why did he sell his business? And it was me and my friend Troy, and we ran this thing together with Greg. It was just the 3 of us. And we sold like 18,000 t-shirts in 11 months and had this big customer list of 150,000 people. And it was this great thing. It was so much fun. I enjoyed it, and so did he. And he just decided to sell it. And some guy gave him like a couple mil, and he just sold it. And that's what I started learning about exiting. Like, why is the email list important? Why is all the financial summaries and all the balance sheets and all these things, like, why are those things so important to have? And then I started learning about that stuff. And I took that same knowledge and went to all the other businesses. And then I started making content. And then I started getting clients all over. And that's when things really broke for me. And then I got this one client, Jen Beeston. Okay. Still my client is very day. I freaking love Jen. She's like my internet mom.
Shout out to Jen.
Yeah.
Maria's going to get upset that you have an internet mom. Because you got Maria here in our company. You got all kinds of moms.
So, like, she's the, you know, and she still does. She's like, oh, I'm your internet mom.
What does she do?
She's a mortgage lender. She's grown so much. She's the number one. What?
Out of Florida?
She has like 4 homes. I don't know where the hell she's in Miami. She's in New York. She's got a place in Carmel, California.
Wow, good for her.
She's the number 1 female lender in the country. Does over $500 million a year in origination. So she kills it.
Shout out to her.
She's dope. She was on this I got invited to this thing with a bunch of mortgage lenders one day. Someone Instagram DM me. His name was Jason Granum. DMs me. He's like, yo, dude, come on this thing that we do every single Tuesday night where we just talk shit about the market and we drink wine. And I'm like, that sounds really weird. Okay. And I was like, dude, I'll do it. Like, I was hungry. I was desperate. It's like, all right, let's do it. So I go on there and I'm doing.
When was this?
This was about a year into me being in Orlando.
Okay.
So this was the first month that I ever made 10K.
What year do you think this was?
2020.
Yes, 2020.
Yeah.
We're drinking on Zoom, wine on Zoom. Happy hours are online.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I did this.
COVID territory.
And I'm starting to talk about SEO and all these things with YouTube. And this girl in the chat with no camera on says, text me in the morning, you're so cute. I'm like, is this her hitting on me or does she want me to do something? This is the weirdest thing ever. So I took a screenshot on my computer and I saved it on my desktop. I texted her in the morning. And she's like, oh, I'm on a client call. Call me in a second. So I get on the phone with her and she's like, hey, I need SEO. I need YouTube videos edited. I need ads. I need a funnel. What are you going to charge me? And I was like, $2,000 a month? She's like, I'm going to take my dog for a walk. That's just too cheap. Like, who are you giving this to? And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know anything, dude. I have money blocks. $2,000 a month was a lot to me back then. So I was like, okay. She's like, I have assistants and people who make $10,000 a month. What the hell is that $2,000 a month shit? And I was like,
she's getting you to pay more? Is it her money? Is it a company she works for?
no, it's her. And then she introduced me to Guaranteed Rate.
Okay,
So they're like this big mortgage company. And
she worked for them?
Yes. So I landed her as an account on top of them. So my life changed in 30 days. I'll just put it to you straight. Like, it changed in 30 days.
Wow.
I get her for $7,500 a month. And then she introduces me to the corporate people and I start running the YouTube ads for them. And I started doing strategy with their baseball ads. Bro, I cannot tell you how important common sense is. I go into this meeting and they're like, so we spend like a couple million a month on baseball ads.
What do you know baseball ads?
Like behind the pitcher's mound, there's like the logos.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we spend about a couple million a month across all the networks.
You mean like
put our logo,
like literally logo at the stadium?
Yes.
Which people see, but doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. And they're like,
no QR
how
codes.
could we better optimize the budget?
Yep.
And I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, let's go digital. And they're still running digital ads. They were spending $100,000 a day on YouTube, just digital. And I was like, that's a lot of money. I was like, oh shit. Like, I had to break a lot of limiting beliefs over like a 3-month time period. And they were like, yeah, we just show the ad the whole game. And I was like, that's a stupid idea. Why don't you only show the ads and pay for the ads when you know the favorite players are going up and the people who have the most fantasy people are up? Because fantasy baseball.
Yep.
People are going to want to watch their fantasy baseball player more. And when, let's say Derek Jeter goes up, people are going to be watching more. And they're like, that's fucking genius. And I was like, that was common sense. Why are we spending money for the 6th guy in the lineup to hit? No one cares about that guy. He's the shortstop. He's a rookie. No one cares. So let's just put all the money and save the budget. And after that meeting, they're like, yeah, like we want to hire you to do consulting and all this stuff. And I was like, all I told you was that. And you ran with it and you're trying to.
No, you didn't say this out loud. You said this to yourself, correct?
Yeah.
What did you say out loud? Okay.
I was like, what the hell? Well, out loud to them?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man, send over wherever you need.
So
I'm here.
Inside your head, like, why would you hire me? I didn't do anything. And then you had, yep, here's my bank account.
And it was like the funniest thing, dude. And these corporate companies, even though it takes forever to get paid, bro, they pay big.
Yep.
So I was on a $30K a month contract for 3 years. So I was running Google ads, YouTube, Facebook, blog posts.
You were learning on their dime too.
Oh yeah, bro. It was crazy. I was spending like $3 million a month.
What was it
nuts.
like with you to Meta, right?
Yes.
Okay. What was it like having that bankroll and with Meta? Were you getting special privileges? Because most people are like spending.
Yeah,
like,
you get.
Oh, let's have behind the scenes real quick. So,
Yeah.
so what's that like? So I know, like, I get my little person to work with. That's like a peon that works at Meta. Who are you working with if you're spending that kind of money?
You
with
get a direct
like
like
Mark
account
Zuckerberg's
rep.
sister.
Yeah, basically, like you get a person who, if you mess, you get your own bubble on the bottom left. Like there's a corporate chat bubble.
Yours.
Yes.
So like if you need to chat,
it's an enterprise live button.
Okay.
Most people will never see.
Instantly, you got a real person.
Like we have it right now, but you got to get to 25 million in spend.
Okay.
And people don't know this.
Yep.
But like once you get to 25 million, you become an enterprise account.
And how much have you done with your clients so far, you think?
Over 30 something million.
Okay.
Probably 40-ish.
So you now got the button. So
Yes.
it's a hidden button. It's probably $100 million button.
It's basically like it's not like the Meta support chat button that
No,
people
you get
go
a real
to.
person. It's
Yeah.
not AI.
Like you can click and there's a blue button. You click it and then you wait for the person to enter and it's like a live Zoom in the corner.
It's the black card concierge.
Basically.
It's like
Yeah.
a real live person that will book your travel if you're in the middle of
Yeah.
Indonesia.
So if I say,
They'll-
hey, like my ad account's banned, switch it back on. They'll switch it back on right away. You don't have to go through all the bullshit that Meta usually puts you through. Meta support, a ticket gets created. All this other crap that goes on. You
so
just
you
go
got
in
to
there.
see the big boy version of this. So
Yeah.
you went from mobile home park to, I guess, Silicon Valley
Yeah.
in a matter
And
of
they bill different with those accounts. So we would pay once every month. On Facebook, if you're a regular user, you pay every 2 days or whatever
Every
your card gets
$900.
hit. Yeah, every $900. There it is.
what's with the 900?
Well, you can change it to 2,000. I put it on 2,000.
I'd rather 2002. I've been doing
Yeah.
it at 900, and I'm like, why is it 900?
It's
a
always
weird-
been that way.
Yeah, it's a weird number.
So like you could set it so that Facebook lets you spend for the whole month. And then
Okay.
you get the bill at the end of the month. And that's
Which
the
is
privilege that you get.
better for cash flow.
It's better for cash flow. And those
Because-
businesses, like mortgage businesses that are that huge, they're waiting 30 days to close, 45 days to close.
Wow.
So it's important for them to get the money afterwards.
Okay, that's an interesting. That's a big aha. So, okay, I'm sure a lot of people watching this right now are opening up their Facebook right now and switching that. You just switch it. Where do you switch it?
You can't just switch it.
The 2000.
No. Oh, the 2,000?
Yeah, a
You
lot of
just-
people watching are like, what
You
the
go
heck?
to business settings, you go to payment settings, you just click the payment threshold. You
Okay.
set it to 2,000.
That's gonna be a win for a
Yeah,
lot of people
yeah.
here. Cash flow for an extra 2 weeks or something like that.
Oh yeah, like you could, but you got to build a reputation with them to get that. So the $900, if you're getting charged 900, like so often, you have to start spending more to where you get hit multiple times a day. So usually you get the 2K threshold when you're spending like $2 to $3 grand a day. Usually that's
Okay.
where you get like the uplift,
Okay.
and then you can get the $2,000 leniency.
Got it. So
Because if you charge $900 that frequently, your car can get declined because Amex or whoever might say
they think it's a fake charge.
they think it's
It got
them maybe
stolen.
double hitting it.
Yeah,
But when you go to 2,000, you got more leniency where it's going to hit as much.
interesting.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So you wind up running ads for these guys. When did you have the courage to go, I'm gonna start running ads for myself?
So that was when I went to an event. Russell.
Because you're working with them, you got a cushy life.
Uh-huh.
Why would you even go to that event? I want to really think about that right now. Because like, how did you go? Because normally, this is what I found: people that are very satisfied with where they're at
Mm-hmm.
avoid events. They're in
Yeah.
a great spot.
It's
like,
mostly because the social aspect.
okay. So did you go for social reasons? Like you were like, I'm gonna go to ClickFunnels event.
No, I went because I didn't travel much. And Greg, who had the ticket, he's like, dude, I paid $3 grand for the ticket. I feel bad if I don't go. Can you go?
Got it. You felt guilty, so you went.
So it's basically like, it's kind of a benefit. But I went to this event and Russell Brunson was talking about low ticket funnels. And I was like, what the hell is a low ticket funnel, bro? That sounds like some cheap shit. Like, I don't know what this even means. And he starts talking about downsells and upsells and one-click upsells and order bumps. And he's like, yeah, dude, sell something for
Was this
17.
stuff they even talk about in corporate?
No,
Okay.
no.
Because they're like, how much media can we buy?
Yeah, they're
And
thinking about
what is-
CPMs and
yeah.
all this stuff. They're thinking about self-liquidating their ad spend.
Yeah.
So then I'm at this event and there's like a bunch of dudes around me, and there's this one guy. His name's Vince. You might know who I'm talking
Vince
about. From V Shred.
who? Delmonte?
Yes.
He's been on the show.
No,
Oh.
not Del Monte. He's another Vince.
Okay.
He's the spokesperson for
Oh, I know
V-Shred.
V-Shred.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and this guy presents. Bro, when I tell you a money block happened, he goes up there and says, yeah, we're spending about $150,000 a day on Facebook right now. We're doing $200 million a year on a $67 cookbook.
Let's pause real quick. Cookbook, you said.
Yes, it's a
Not,
60.
let's go back in time. $9 you were making working in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then eventually you can make 16. Cookbook made how much?
He did 200. Well, they still do $200 million a year.
On a cookbook.
It's a $67 tripwire, which is a cookbook that then goes to upsells of like how to get more one-on-one fitness coaching.
So
And that's what it is.
$67.
And then it goes to I think it's a 197. It's a 67 with a $97 order bump and then a 197 group thing. And then you go to a 497 to high ticket.
So you saw this couple $100 million being made. Guy getting the comma club. You know what I mean?
The guy was nuts, dude. The stuff he was breaking down on the thing, I was like, bro, I'm so poor. Like, it was the craziest thing ever. I was like, bro, how are you making that much money? He's like, yeah, we get about, over 4,000 or 5,000 low ticket buyers a day. And I'm like, what? 4,000? Imagine like when I was first starting, Stripe was the thing. All those Stripe notifications would drive me up a wall. I'd be freaking running around giddy. I'd be lost. And he was explaining also how he has to revolve payment processors every $75,000 a day and all this stuff that he's teaching us. And I'm like, dude, I have to do low ticket. And I got into this, by the way, like for people who are listening, if someone brings you a new idea, like hop on that shit right away because now low ticket's harder. And that's why I switched to webinars because a lot of these things are harder.
Yeah, no, low ticket is like that's a gateway to the bottom now. It's
Yeah.
like it's a fight for how low can you go.
It's a fight for
47,
how low you
27,
go.
17 free.
Yeah. And the CAC is so high now.
Yeah.
Like I still try running low ticket. I have $27 products, but I spend $90 to get the customer. So I have to make up on my AOV for all the missed room. And what if my AOV is not that high?
So let's talk about that for a second. The whole thing about jumping on something quickly is, and I've noticed that too, because we're doing a lot right now on organic, and we're like, that's like a big moving in the right direction. I feel like I'm ahead of this one finally for once. Webinars always are hot. We'll talk about that in a minute because that's the deliverable. When you talk about jumping on something right away, what is your recipe for jumping on it? Because a lot of times people jump on it completely. They stop everything they're doing, they jump on, and they destroy everything they've done because they jump in one direction. How would you recommend somebody jump on something that they see that's like a good idea just to get in a little, get started and get moving? Because when I hear you say jump on it, I've seen so many people go AI and they jump all to AI, Bitcoin, all to Bitcoin, and they go broke. And they're like, I have all this Bitcoin, I have no money. Does that make sense? How many times have you seen people do that?
A lot.
Oh, click funnel, one funnel away, and they just start building funnels. They stop doing seminars, they stop doing coaching, and they're trying to build a funnel and only do ads. So how do you balance that with with people? Because people do come to you for webinars. And how do you get them to like go, hold on, I still need you to run your business the way you run it. Like, walk me through that conversation because that's like, this is a real thing that people deal with. Let's say we're going to talk webinars in a minute. And we're going to talk about why you believe in webinars and why they're so powerful. And I've seen you do it yourself and clean up on webinars here in the building. And I've seen you bring in one of your students and a friend of yours, clean up on webinars and clean up really help people and make a difference in their lives. And you show people how to do this. How does someone get excited about what you're about to share, but then just move quickly, but also go slowly, but fastly, but enough so they don't blow up everything trying to follow Jason's exciting advice and get a dopamine high from what you're about to say?
So the biggest thing that I look for when I do something different, I look for it as a bolt-on instead.
And,
So like if I'm doing something and it's working, why would I touch it if it's working? I'm just going to sit there and go, okay, I can scale the thing I'm currently doing, but this thing can bolt on to what I'm currently doing. And it helps me.
So let's say you're doing $30,000 a month with that company that you're with, you're collecting, you're making money, you're doing the mortgage thing, you're doing helping them with the baseball ads, all that kind of stuff. How did you add the low ticket with that, but not blow up that job?
Yeah. So when I was there, he was talking about, hey, like if you want to build a low ticket funnel, you should start with like $100 a day. And I was sitting there, I was like, I can afford that. Like I can afford this. $3,000 a month. I got 30 something grand a month coming in. I'm good. I have no bills, no employees. I'm chilling. Okay. Well, I had rent and stuff. But it was very minimal. So, basically was doing that. And then I saw him talking about getting your ad spend for free. He was like, yeah, dude, you sell for $17. You have 3-4 upsells. And back then, man, ad costs were so much lower than they are now. So it was easy to profit on the front end on a low ticket offer. And also I look at my feed, I'm very observant. So I research things and I saw that no one in the ad space was running low ticket funnels. And we had this whole like, it's like a hot seat thing during the event where you go in.
This is at Brunson's.
Yes.
Yep.
And he's like, this is where you're going to do ideation. What are you going to sell? And I'm sitting there and I was like, I do ads. And I started getting feedback, a mini course. I'm like, I can't do that. No. I want something that's like, copy and paste, like fill in the blank. They're like, why don't you do ad templates? And I was like, bro, no one has ever sold ad templates because it's a weird thing to sell because every ad's different. So instead, I did a swipe file. So I went home and I was like, all right, let's take my 25 top ads and I'll sell it. And I sold it for $9. It wasn't profitable. And I was like, damn, I'm losing money. The leads on the phone suck. It was $9. And, I had my friend Troy who lived with me. He was a copywriter. I wasn't good at copy back then. I was just good at like taking action on things. I was a quick action taker. So I did it. And then Troy's like, dude, you should just do 100 and make it 17 and like lift the threshold. So then I did that. He fixed the first beginning of the sales letter. And bro, literally, I fucking just started killing it.
What did he change in the sales letter?
Okay. So there's something called a lead in. On most sales letters. Okay. And this is like, if you're in the copy world, you'll get what I'm saying, but this is what we call like the lead in to what we call proof of concept. Okay. So you lead in with your story and infatuation, and then you have to prove the concept with an avatar or a person who's done the thing to prove to you why this mechanism is relatable.
Give me an example.
So we started the whole letter off with,
What did it sound like first?
it was like,
Let's hear it. Let's do a compare contrast.
it was just straight sales pitch. It was like, hey, copy and pasting ads are important. It helps you fast track. Here's how I used ads for all these different niches and verticals.
Which works for the 1% of the people that are looking for that day for that exact thing that also buy
Yes.
things impulsively,
Yeah.
which is 1/10%.
Yeah.
And then you switch it to what?
And then I switched it to, I started talking about why copy and pasting is something that even the biggest entrepreneurs do. And I actually brought up 2 quotes from Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs about something. It's a whole quote around like, dude, I need to pull this up for us.
That'd be great.
I have this. Because if you go on Google and you search 100 ad templates and then my first and last name, the landing page is still live.
Okay.
I get organic buyers from it. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so I go into this. Like, we as entrepreneurs all think of at least one person that's actually crushing it on social media. Now I'm doing the FOMO. You know of somebody who's crushing it on social media. This is a huge sales page. Like, it's massive. It was 36 pages long.
Yes.
Yes, 36 pages to sell a $17 product. Like, bro, if you scroll and then right here, you'll get to the part where I prove the concept with the 2 quotes.
Boom.
Say, good artist copy, great artist steal. And then Jeff Bezos talking about, we watch our competitors, we copy what they do.
So you took the time, and this is what Frank Kern always used to say. I mean, he was saying this 15 years ago, 18 years ago. He would say, it is harder to sell free and $17 than it is $10,000. And you have to work harder. But once you figure it out once, it's unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
So you used strategy on creating an archetype that they desired
Yes.
to be like. So
And
instead of saying, hey,
and before they got political, those were 2 people that people trusted.
yes.
Like, now if you mention some people's names, like if I talk about Elon, some people start
50-50,
getting, it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to be careful who you mention as like the proof of concept. So like, I used those 2 people to prove, I was like, hey, billionaires are copying people. Why aren't you?
Got it. That's
And
huge.
then I basically get into the whole angle of,
So you got that from Troy.
yes. And Troy rewrote the whole lead in and it did really well. So we started with FOMO, then why copy and pasting's legitimate, and why these 2 billionaires did it, and why you should do it too. And here's 2 paths. I did the 2-path close. And then I talk about, hey, I chose
2
this
paths
path.
to rookies are, one path is figure it out yourself.
2-path, figure out yourself. Second path, just take the 100 swipe files and just get your ads up faster.
Spend $70.
Yep.
Was there an upsell afterwards?
It was $17. And then what I did was,
Can people find this right now if they want to do?
they can.
Where
They
would-
just can't put their card in because I took it off. Like,
For entertainment's sake, where'd they go? Type in Wojo.
they type 100 ad templates, Jason Wojo. It's the first link on Google.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So they'll go there. They can read the whole sales page. That sales page, by the way, that was when sales letters. I mean, you came from the copy world
Yeah,
too
yeah.
in some capacity. You know what a sales letter is.
yeah.
Not a sales page. Sales letters are things that, like, me and you have talked about Steph and George. Those are $150,000, $200,000 VSLs. Sales letters, if you go look those up, like, that's a great way to learn copy. These were things that were sacred back then. Now we got AI and all this junk that makes those things much harder for people to realize.
It also dilutes them.
Yes, it's terrible.
It's terrible. And AI is not terrible. Somebody thinking that one is the same, it's not.
It's not.
So the amount of mind, because I remember if I would talk to Stefan, I'd talk to any of those guys, Joe Polish or Sherman or any of those guys, Schwartz, any of these characters, and I would have sit down, any of those guys, Chip, you know all these characters from the old days.
Yeah, Justin Goff too. He was in that space.
All of them. And you were to sit down, they used to copy people's letters. So like one of the ways they would teach people is they would take a hot letter like The Tale of Two Brothers or whatever that one is, the Wall Street Journal. They would like go and copy and write it. Like literally they encourage you to like, I think it was Jen Hootie. Do you know Jen? Jen, she's great too. She's a great copywriter. She would be in one, she'd say, take the page and write it over here, rewrite the letter so you could learn the frames and the psychology of it. Now AI tries to figure it out, but it's not the human feel behind it. So it's good.
Yeah.
It's similar.
It's just not emotional
Doesn't
storytelling.
have the impact.
Yeah. So like, I don't use AI still to write copy. I hate it. I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
So like when I'm writing sales letters, I'm thinking about what's the right angle to prove the unique mechanism. The unique mechanism is everything when you write copy.
Yep.
It's the same thing with like webinars and presentations. Like the mechanism is one thing that drives home something so good that it becomes emotionally attached. Plus you hit the logical brain too. So like when I'm doing anything in pitches and presentations, I'm getting it down to the nitty gritty of like, here's why this makes more sense. Do the math with me. So I'm alluding to two sides of the brain. I'm like, hey, this is the emotional side of like selling one to many is just better than all these sales calls.
Yep.
But at the same time, the math also proves why that's right.
So let me ask you this simple question. You're obviously good at webinars. You've done a lot of them. How many webinars have you done?
Probably a couple hundred.
What do you think? This is a better question. What do you think your best either return or biggest like hit that you've gotten for someone else teaching them how to follow your strategy? Because I love that you figured it out yourself, proof of concept, then you showed other people how to do it. What is a big win that you've gotten for somebody else? Because I think a big win if you show somebody to write a webinar and they don't have to run an event and they make 20 grand, it's freaking great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, what's a big win that believe you've helped somebody create?
There's two. One is with somebody who unfortunately I don't work with anymore.
Okay.
But I took them from 0 to 14 million in 11 months.
That's fantastic.
Someone very big on social media, but owes me money.
We're not
Second
gonna mention
person,
them at
we're not
all.
going to mention that.
Yep.
Second one is probably Carlton, bro.
Yep. I saw that
Like
the other
when
day.
he told me how many deposits that he got,
Yep.
and it was more lucrative than the last challenge, and all I did was just change the slides and offer.
Yep.
I was like, holy crap. Like that was crazy. I don't know. I'm not going to pocket watch him, but
It doesn't really matter.
I'm pretty sure it was 95 deposits on a 50K offer.
Fantastic.
That's nuts.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I mean, I've helped people make millions, but for someone to make a couple million in a day is like wild.
I remember when Frank first
that's
made,
pretty
made
absurd.
$1 million day. It was a big deal back in the day, and then it was a $10 million day.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. So let me let's discuss these three things real quick. So I think this would be really important. So if you were to pick any of these three you're best at, helping generate ads, like generate ads that work, because I believe anyone can make an ad. I believe my dog can make an ad. Okay, just step on a couple keys and you open up the thing, an ad can happen, right? Generate an ad, generating an effective let's do four things. An effective opt-in from the ad, generating a great event to put on as the webinar, because I consider a webinar an event, and then enrolling them into the next thing. Which of those four do you think, if we had to pick two of the four right now?
Two of the four. I was going to say, I was like, it's so hard to have one.
Well, let's pick not the best at which two should we discuss? I want to discuss all four for a second, but I want to give like a minute or two on a couple, like quick little hacks or techniques that you could say to get someone to get started. And then which of those do you feel that somebody should spend more time on, or is there an order for any of that? Like,
yeah.
Because if somebody doesn't have a seminar, they have no event, they don't know how to sell their product, we're at a little deficit, correct?
Yes.
It doesn't mean it's impossible, but
it's not impossible. But if
like
you're
Carlton could speak prior.
Yeah.
He was doing seminars.
If your offer is like stupid good, like
Yes.
insanely good, then you don't have to be that good at selling. But you still got to sell with conviction and you got to have good energy.
Good.
But like if your offer was like, yeah, make 10 million bucks in 2 days guaranteed. Yeah, everyone's going to buy.
Yes.
But obviously that's illegal. But yeah, you get
Which
the point.
of those four do you think, if someone had to sit down and go, I'm going to get good at ads, I want to get good at my hook, I want to get good at my delivery, and I want to get good at my close. If you had to pick two, never been asked this in your life. That's not my magic question I had, but that's a good question.
I know, that's a good question. I would say the opt-in page.
Okay.
My opt-in page is outperformed.
Because most people want to figure out their webinar.
Most controls. Yeah.
Your webinar could be mediocre if your opt-in page and they show up, correct?
Yeah, the opt-in page is really there to drive a result-driven promise, get a high conversion rate, and then set the stage for why they should show up. Like that's really the three main components.
Okay, so opt-in page.
The opt-in page, and then it'd
ads,
probably be the slide deck.
Slide deck, is that the webinar or the close?
Yeah, that's the webinar.
Okay.
The close is a lot easier when the slides are when the slides are good. When you go through the right mindset frames and you're going through like, storytelling, testimonial, the right stack. There's a very intricate way on how to introduce bonuses and value stack and offer stack, because if you add too much stuff too soon, then you lose people. If we had to combine, also like orchestrating the webinar too is important, but that's mostly energy and confidence. It's very hard to teach though.
Yep.
It's a little bit harder than normal. Like a slide deck, I can touch and manipulate and it's tangible.
Again, like entrepreneurship, do you agree everybody should and can do webinars?
No. I mean, if they're an entrepreneur already and they got the spirit, yeah. But if they're not an entrepreneur and they're trying to get into the game.
So webinars are for people that already have a proven product, a proven opportunity. And I know that one thing I like about you is you're not just telling people, general public, hey, you should go make a webinar. By the way, you sell rakes on the side on a Tuesday and you should make a webinar, because we're not going to ship rakes places. That's not a webinar product. set. So, okay, great. So give me the, if you had 3 minutes and somebody had a gun to your head and they basically mafia style in New York and somebody said, you got to teach me about ads in the next 3 minutes or we're going to take your dog. Well, I shouldn't threaten about dogs because that happened, that one thing, but you got a new dog, which is great. What would you say about ads? What would you tell somebody to do?
Well, you mean ads or the opt-in?
Quick fix ad. Oh, no, I'm doing ads and then I'm going to get to opt-in. You have 3 minutes on this.
If it's ads, you
Three
have
things
to.
I've never placed an ad in my life.
Okay. Never place an ad. If you
or
don't.
Or I'm shitty at it.
Or you're shitty. Okay.
Get me
3 things.
Decent 3 things.
One thing is that if you can't tell people what you do in the first 5 seconds, you're going to have a drop-off rate. Stick rate's going to be lower.
In video and on writing.
Video
correct?
and on writing. Like if you can't stop the scroll quick enough with a promise that people actually want. Like for example, if I said selling one-to-many is better. Okay, who gives a shit? Click the link.
Yep.
But if I said, hey, we install proven webinar funnels in your business in 14 days that add 10, 20, 30K a month to your business, that's a better line to have on an ad.
So
it's
tell
just,
them quickly what you can do.
The results-driven promise is the most important thing. I help X avatar achieve X in X time using X without X, Y, and Z.
How do you pick audiences?
I pick audiences based on, number one is buying power.
Okay.
So that's why I went B2B because businesses have money.
Now, do you pick it through your ad or do you pick it through the selection process? Because some people are still old school meta. And
I thought you were asking me like, how do I pick like what I'm going to sell?
I know that, but I want
Okay.
to clarify something because you're buying a lot of ads right now.
Uh-huh.
Some people are still doing old school and they're picking people that like bleach, people that like horses, people that like llamas. Do you do that or do you let the ad do the talking?
I let the ad in the copy because that's the new Android meta update.
Can you explain that to everybody? Because
So,
that is super important because there are still people and there's even agencies out there going, oh, you want people like baseball? Let me pick all the 52 minor league and major league teams.
Yeah.
And why is that not work? And why is it more important in your ads?
So there's 2 ways to do this.
Is this interesting to talk about? Because I get
Yeah,
excited.
no, it is. Yeah, there's 2 ways to do this. You either have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money and you want to buy data, then go buy email lists and you can get data fairly quickly. Yep. Right? So like if you go to any type of data provider where you want to steal data and traffic and you want to get a CSV file and you want to have certain people, do that. That's going to cost you tens of thousands. But if you don't have a lot of money to do that, then the best way to target is through the Android meta, which is your copy will tell you who you're targeting because they will know that that copy has been used in other pieces of copy that they've clicked on before. So if I say, hey, if you're an agency owner making 10K a month or more, here's where I can help you. They probably clicked an ad on something before that's talked about agency owners making 10K a month. They clicked it. That snags their behavioral habits and then sends them to my ad. So they knows based on the behavior. Also, they know your captions. They know your transcriptions. So what I say in my video will dictate who I target.
So
like
you're saying
if I say
focus on the ad copy,
yes,
not on the selection, and let the copy select the people.
I mean, another like for a second big tip is get rid of audience network and messenger. Get rid of all the other crap that's not Facebook and Instagram placements because that's where a lot of like bot traffic comes.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean by that?
So like in placements on the ad set level, you can pick Facebook, Instagram, you could do messenger, audience network, and in real videos, whatever. I only do Facebook and Instagram. The other 3 I cancel out because a lot of bot fake traffic comes to those 3 sources.
Got it. Waste your money.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other technique? Any other tip? And then we're moving on to the opt-in page.
So I only do feed and stories. Feed, stories, reels. The other placements I also deselect because it just gets crappy lead quality. Okay. Third thing is that if I'm running anything where I'm trying to like, people do this thing where they're like, I only target a certain age group. I get that. But like people lie on their Facebook profiles all the time. When we were younger, I lied about my Facebook age to get on Facebook. I didn't
have that problem.
Well, so like I did that and now my age on Facebook says I'm 30 something, but I'm 28 because I had a lie when I was younger. Right. And it's this thing of like, people are like, no, I just want 25 to 30 year olds. But if I go 25 to 30, I'm leaving such a big market out of it.
You're leaving a dad to tell his son about it or mom. That's
well, also if 20% of them lie, which is a stat, like 20% of Facebook birthdays are wrong. So now 20% of my market might have put 29 or 32, or they might have lied to get on Facebook.
So let the ad do the talking.
Yeah, just let the ad do what it's got to do. And then the last tip I'd give is that if you look boring, no one's going to opt into your shit. Like if you have an ad and you have a blank white wall and you're like, come to my webinar this Wednesday, I'm going to show you how to get more motivated. Like no one cares. Tell them what you're going to do. Have body language, have energy. If you look like that, they're going to sit there.
Pitch this podcast right now because you whip out grab your phone. Let's pretend this real quick. Pitch this podcast. Go.
Pitch
What?
this podcast.
No, pitch us. Why you should listen to Jason and
Okay.
Michael right now. Show everybody how you do this. This is fun.
Okay. We're gonna
Like
do.
I saw you do it here the other day. I saw you literally do this the other day. And how fast would you make this? Because I've seen you do it.
This would be easy for me to do.
Go. Pitch.
Based on
this.
what you told me, I remember some numbers.
Yep.
Okay. Am I allowed to discuss things?
Well, if you want. I mean, like this show.
The show,
Us
but
being
there's
on-
proof involved.
Okay, good.
Okay. How many events have you hosted? How long have you been doing this?
Thousands.
20
25
something?
years.
25.
Go for
okay.
it. Yeah.
So, Jason Wojo here. I'm here with Michael Bernoff. Okay.
What's going on?
We are doing a podcast right now. I've sold over 9 figures in online advertising. He has sold over 9 figures with events. How long have you been running events for? 25 years?
25 years, yeah.
Okay, he's one of some of the biggest names in the space. Okay, if you want a deep dive for a whole hour and a half on psychology, copywriting, ads, and how to get more out of your marketing, then click the button below, completely free. For a whole 90 minutes, you're going to be able to see how I spent over 40 million on ads and have done a 4x lifetime ROAS in every niche and vertical, 90 plus to be exact. Okay, and you get to hear from Michael, who knows a lot about copy, selling, and storytelling. So click the link below and I will see you on the podcast. And that's how I would do it.
Would you even edit that or just put it up?
No, I would edit that, but I would put subtitles and stuff.
But you wouldn't go crazy trying to redo all that whole thing, right?
I would make
save that too. We may add that.
I would make other variants. Yeah. Like I would do different hooks.
Let's do another one.
So I would do like I'll just record hooks, but I would.
What I'm excited about, everybody, listen. What I'm excited about watching is the other day Jason was here and he goes, "I got a webinar tomorrow. Let me go. Where can I shoot a video? Just go in the room. It says, 'Great men are not born. Great, they grow great.'" And he just went in here and recorded, and 3 minutes later came out with a video.
Mm-hmm.
And you send it off to your team or whatever, or yourself. So
now,
what would be another hook?
Another one.
This is a great show.
Another one would be like an association angle.
Yeah.
Because you know Fladlin.
Yeah.
But it'd be a
Now
good
you know
association. Well, yeah, but it's a good association angle. So if I said, Jason Wojo here with Michael Bernoff.
What's going on?
Okay. He's done 9 figures of revenue. I've done 9 figures in advertising. And he recently introduced me to Jason Fladlin. He is the king of webinars. And for the next 90 minutes, me and Michael are talking about this on how we're selling one-to-many, ditching sales calls, getting a higher ROAS, and helping coaches, consultants, service pros, and course and info sellers add an extra 10, 20, 30K a month to their online business. Now, quick question, Mike. Why is selling one-to-many better?
Well, one-to-many is better because if you do one-on-one, you're only dealing with one person. One-to-many is the same message, and it can hit 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people, and it gives people that proof that they need to get started. Because a lot of times people feel very uncomfortable because, oh, is it just me by myself? When they see other people doing it, we're in this together. Because that's what an entrepreneur needs, more people working together.
Of course. So we just shot this podcast 90 minutes. Okay, I'm actually going to let you click this link below. Before I release it in 2 weeks, I'm going to have a simple opt-in on the next page to where you can get pre-released access. So click the button below, get in now, and I'll see you on the podcast live.
See you there. Click now. Go.
So like that would be like a curiosity one where it's like, hey, I'll release it to you before the public.
So, and the one thing I liked you said, I'll let you, which is great. And then curiosity is great. So you would say, let's make a curiosity one. Let's make an intrigue. Let's make an intellect one.
Yeah. And then like the only other hook that I would do is like a social proof angle where, well, I mean, we kind of did that in the beginning of that one. The only other one that I would do is like, I would have did one with the 6'7" thing, to be honest, where like she's there talking about 6'7" and we're both like, what is 6'7"? Yeah. And then she's basically explained to her, was like, oh, I didn't mean anything anyway, but you know what means something? And then we could lead into something else with that.
Pattern interrupt right off the bat.
Yeah.
Pattern interrupt. That's great.
So like that would be a good way to intro that. And then also like you have a book, I have a book. We could slap our books on the table and do a pattern interrupt.
So a million different things.
Yeah, so many different angles.
So basically you got a belief like I have, like just throw things out there and see what happens.
Yeah, like I'll run so many variants. Like Maria will let me record here for my challenges.
I saw you laying on the ground once, having money come out of your face. You had like money on your head. You were throwing money around. Yeah.
So like I'll do all these different angles because I never know what's going to hit.
Did the money one on the floor work?
Oh, yeah, it worked really well because people will see the ad. They're like, what the hell is he doing? And it's a pattern. I was like, most people, when they run ads, they do the same thing everyone else is doing. I do things on purpose to build engagement and just like kind of get people a little mad. Like, so I did another ad when I was in Miami. We had our event and then my friend Jason let me borrow his plane and I did an ad in the plane and everyone's in the chat going rented, rented, rented. or it's fake. It's one of those photo booths. I'm like, bro, it's obviously not. They're like, the clouds aren't moving. I'm like, bro, the clouds aren't moving because that's not how airplanes work. I'm not going 8,000 miles an hour. These people are so stupid.
Clouds are
And I'm like, bro, the fact that you think that that's fake because the clouds aren't moving.
That's their own. I actually enjoy talking to those people online. So we actually have a way that we talk back with them, kindly, sarcastically. We let them win. We let them be right. So you know what? I appreciate you paying so much attention to this. Thank you for caring so much about my safety. And I literally, and what's funny is they stop, but it gets you the engagement from Instagram. I love those people.
Yeah.
So now that we're getting like major viral on a lot of our videos, I'm getting a lot of those comments. They're like, well,
Oh, yeah,
who
it's so
says
much
mom?
fun.
Who says, well, you said moms, and what about dads? I said, you're right. We should definitely need to include dads. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they'll say, this doesn't work for everybody. You are absolutely correct. I forgot to put that in the subtitle. I'll get my attorney to remind me next time. I do have to say, yes, this does not work for all human beings on earth, but it does work for many. Thank you for pointing it out. So we actually just make them right. So I love those people. Like, do you like them? Like, I like them.
I enjoy them. I think they're hilarious.
Without them, I remember when Greg Cardone originally said, like, you need the haters. And I didn't at first, and then you finally get to a phase like you don't care. Think back to that thing where you say you didn't have a lot of friends growing up. And I was shy as a kid, which is, you probably have a very hard time believing, but I was very shy when I was a kid. And I think partly not having anyone or not needing anybody is one of the gateways to being great at this. It's like, we're not worrying about being liked, but being likable, I think, is a real secret thing. So I loved what we just did right there. That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen on a podcast. That was really cool. Let's go to these last two things that are super important. Then I got a couple of big questions for you. Landing page and slide deck.
Okay.
Can we give a couple tips? And then if first off, where do we find you on Instagram?
At the Jason Wojo.
The Jason Wojo.
Yeah.
Not your full last name.
No.
What is your full last name again?
Wojo Howitz.
Wojo Howitz?
Yeah.
You go there, does anything happen? Nothing happens, right?
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Just go to the Jason Wojo, follow you, and then they'll figure it out from there. These people are smart.
From there.
You're smart. You'll figure it out.
You'll get retargeted.
Retarget. You will see these videos. Yes. Okay, good. So, so keep going.
So the opt-in page, here's a really cool hack that I've done with most of my video scripts and landing pages. If my video does well, I just take the video script and I turn it into the landing page and the other way around. So,
okay, explain that real quick. So you mean your video does well. So if you get an opt-in at a good price,
I just take that and I make that an A/B split test of the landing page.
So you're telling me that they're going to forget they even just read that, nor they even remember they read it, and then they'll put it again, and it's actually better connection.
They want to read the same thing because the congruency. So people are lacking trust in the industry.
You need to say it twice.
I say it twice.
Okay.
It's kind of like when we were younger. Like your parents would say, don't touch the hot stove. Don't curse. Don't do this. And you just kept doing it anyway until you got your ass beat. But you still have to tell people multiple times to do something because they don't listen. Like you could tell people all day. You could say, hey, you could say, hey, be more motivated, believe in yourself, all these things. They're not just going to sit there and go,
it's a Budweiser commercial. You got to keep telling them. It's like, I want to go to Toys R Us. And then when you show up, they say, welcome to Toys R Us. I've arrived. You go, welcome to Disney. I want to go to Disneyland.
Like,
welcome to Disneyland.
We tell people in the ad, done for you webinar. And they still ask, is it done for you? I'm like, bro, this is crazy.
Even if it's done for you, webinar.com.
It's still, is it done for you? Oh, and then here's the funny part. It says in the title, it's on the freaking thing. It says done for you webinar in 14 days. And they get on the phone, they're like, how long does it take to get set up? And I'm like, bro, I can't.
I'm not laughing, and I don't think that they're not smart. I think they're nervous. I think they're concerned. I think they know better, but not in that moment.
They want reassurance too.
They want you to tell them it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's my favorite words. It's okay.
Yeah.
Tell people it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay that you don't get it yet. It's okay. You ever use that for? It's okay. We were at Disneyland once, and we kept on telling everyone it was okay. Like, so we had these miracle. I don't get into a long story. One day I got removed from the park, but I got these miracle passes that I can go on any ride because they made a mistake letting me in. It was a whole thing was wrong with my tickets, and then we had to use these tickets, and we're supposed to only use them once, but we had multiple people in our party. They weren't working right, so the guy gave me goes, I got to keep it. I go, no, it's okay. You can give it back. And the funniest thing is, you told people it's okay. They hand it back to you.
Interesting.
So it's okay. It's okay.
I like that.
I know someone's like, I'm really scared. It's okay. Someone's like, I don't know if I can spend money. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. All they want to do is feel that it's what? It's okay. Anyways, that's a thought. So anyways, you're telling me, there's me just rambling.
No, you're good.
I know I am. But back to,
it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's always going to be okay. It's always okay. So you take it from the first one, put it to the other. Will you lower that again? from first one to the other one, and then which just makes sense. Reassurance. And what else? Let's give one more.
And they'll go the other way around. So I'll basically whatever my landing page is my video script. So if people write a really good landing page and they're like, what do I say in the ad? Just read the landing page off.
So do one or the other really good. Whatever one's better, make one the other.
I only take the good video and turn it into another landing page for an A/B split test. But if I already have a landing page and I want the fastest way to launch it, the ad is the landing page.
So you do no AI.
No.
Now help me real quick. So in this age of I want to just try ChatGPT, just get it started, just get a little bit of it. So my question for you is, because the people are, they just want to it'll just get me started. What was your formula for like sitting down and just getting like, we're going to sell this thing. We're going to sell this Average Sucks bottle, which averagesucks.com. I'm going to sell this bottle to people. What would get you to like sit down and get really like get into this? I'm going to get people to want to go there to that page.
I use GPT for ideation.
Okay.
So like, for example, right,
if
that bottle had a certain coating, I would start the ad off with like, did you know that 93% of the water bottles that you drink are actually going to give you cancer?
Yes.
Because of plastic. Like that would be the first line that comes out of my mouth.
Did you know that a lot of frustration happens in a household when things are lost?
Yeah.
And not being able to find your water bottle is a way that parents don't mess up a relationship with their kids.
That's a good angle too.
I like that too.
Like I would use FOMO angles or fear angles to get people to understand why the water bottle is important.
I mean, being like everyone else is one way to live, but having a water bottle with a little bit of glitter on it, that makes you stand out.
And also, it's like the daily reminder that being average sucks.
Reminds you not to be a loser.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
So that's a good way to start with an ad.
Yeah.
This reminds me not to be a loser.
Yep. That's good. So you start. So I had this one really great teacher when I was a kid. We wrote this whole essay, and he wrote this whole thing about what'd you do that summer. And this summer we played with fire, like as a kid. Did you ever play with fire when you were a kid? Matches?
I mean, I did during Boy Scouts, but I didn't play with it.
I'm talking like took my parents'
put
matches.
a marshmallow.
Did any of you guys do that? Or am I the only one? Did you play with fire? Oh yeah. Like I'm talking hairspray attached to a metal hanger made of flamethrower.
I never did.
Different Gen X. We're different. Yeah.
See, yes. Boy Scouts, they were like back up by the fire.
So you were from a safer generation. So what happened is we wrote this whole essay, and my teacher, Mr. Kraft, I'll never forget to this day. He goes, find the most important moment. I remember it was, I could still smell the match burning as I still smell the sulfur as the matchstick struck the matchbook. And I knew it would be a great summer. I had a bunch of things before it. Oh, I want to write an essay about da, da, da. He got us the most important part. So is that still relevant? Find the most important thing.
Yeah.
I could still smell the fire.
Those are good ways to start an ad because they're curiosity hooks.
So write something and then go back through it, cut everything out prior to the most important part and start there.
And also the other thing too with like landing pages is that what they see in the ad with the same color subtitles, the same fonts in the ad editing, that brings a lot of congruency to the landing page. So I use the same fonts on my subtitles that the landing page has. There's a lot of congruency behind trust and brand.
So you're telling me same thing at the ad and the page need to match.
Yes.
Let's just stick with that.
Fonts and the colors.
And pictures, everything.
Yeah.
They want to see the same thing.
Yes.
They don't want to see Wojo on one and Wojowitz on the other.
Yeah, they don't want to see they don't want to see anything that's different because then they're gonna be like, oh well, I can't trust him. Why is that off?
Got it.
Like all of my best ads are literally just like, and this is a cool thing. Like I'll show you an example. Anybody can launch their stuff right now if they do this. So, I will do a test. Let's say for example, okay, the best ad to get something up and running is by taking a picture of the landing page, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. Okay, so here's my done for you webinar page. Okay, if I'm going to launch an ad, I would literally just go like this. Screenshot. And then
You'd make that the ad.
And I would make this the ad. And that's my first image ad right there.
So you'd say, like I have a lot of people that own service businesses, whether they're martial arts, whether they're window washing, whether they're haircut people.
Whatever their opt-in page says, whatever their special offer is, maybe a free class of
whatever the hot
or,
topic is, make that the ad.
Yeah, like if they're solar and they're like, 0 money down, 24-hour installation, and no payments for 18 months. Literally, that is the screenshot.
And then write text would match it, and then they'll see it again. Done.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what I would test as like a graphic ad first. Because if no one cares about the offer, they're not going to click. The best way to validate a click-through rate or a good CPC on an ad is, do they want this thing enough? Before I go hire a videographer and spend a ton of money on ads, Do they even want the offer?
So you're saying slow it down. Like you're actually not one of these like people agencies like, go spend $1 million on ads. Like you're immediately like, let's just see if people even like you.
We'll see if people want the offer.
Yeah.
If people don't want the offer, then you have to change your messaging, and then you can go get
We're not even
someone to
talking
film the
webinar
ads.
yet.
No, we're just talking results-driven promise. Like like a good example of this is I had a client, she was one of our testimonies, but she was helping she was basically helping med clinics grow their business in 30 days. And I'm
Okay.
like, what does that even mean? I'll help you grow your med clinic in 30 days using brand and strategy. I'm like, Paula, no one gives a shit about that stuff. Okay. Instead, now she's like, I help med clinics add an extra $30K per month in 90 days to their clinic. And now she makes money. And now people click on the ad, and now people go through the whole funnel. And then the whole presentation and the whole program is mapped to helping you add 30K a month. Everything's congruent from the front of the funnel to the back.
That's beautiful.
But if I don't say something that people want, like no one cares about growth. They want a little bit of expectation. Like if I was helping people not get divorced anymore, and I was a divorce counselor, if I said to you, hey, I'll sit down with you and your wife for 6 months and I'll repair your marriage. What if instead I said, I help on the verge divorced couples repair their marriage in 30 days without X, Y, and Z. And if I don't repair your marriage in 30 days, it's free.
It's totally different.
Totally different.
Yep.
It's a totally different promise, right? And we don't, be careful with bold guarantees. It can go south, but like you got to, FTC reasons, be careful what you say. But like you got to understand that that's what they want. They just want to know a result. And then for men, what would I say in the ad? If you're on the verge of divorce, you better get you and your wife to work with me for 30 days because she's going to take half of your shit. And that is an ad that would get him to make the buying decision.
Yep.
Because let's be real, like
And
women
would be another story.
Yeah. Now, women, you might actually be cheering them on.
Although you're gonna get half the money, you got a lot of explaining to do to your kids. And why would you want to do this alone if you don't have to?
Yeah. And then it's like, hey, you're about to get half of the stuff from him, but what you don't realize is that your relationship with your kids might go south.
Yep.
And your new relationships, men might be scared of you.
And you don't need an enemy.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna do this, make sure you tried everything first.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the guilt. That's a good one.
And you don't want your girlfriends won't recommend you to their friends because you just got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want to mess up the pool with you because they don't trust you now. Women are going to say, oh, well, it was his fault. Let's be real. It's a bold take, but a lot of divorces are very like at the guy a lot. I feel like they're at the bit because it's easy for women to attack the guy for doing something wrong. And it's either finances or it's emotional or it's like, I don't feel like I'm being wanted as much, or I feel like we're kind of drifting apart. But it's a team effort.
Yep.
So for women, the angle's got to be completely different. That's more like I would have to sit down and think about the angles.
And that goes back to knowing your audience.
Yes.
And that's where your brain lives all day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fantastic.
And then for another hack for the landing page is if you want to find stories of people's horror stories and use that as lead like hooks, go to Reddit. So I go to Reddit and I search all the things that people hate, maybe about losing weight, exercising, going to the prom, whatever the fucking topic is. Like I've done offers where this girl was promising prom dates and all this weird stuff that I've done so many offers in 7 years that there's so many psychological things about what men are scared to do, women are scared to do, what bad experiences, why they're afraid to maybe, like there was a Reddit thread about this girl who wouldn't go to the gym anymore because she was afraid of all the women like staring at her while her flab was jiggling up and down on the treadmill. Even though she was trying her hardest, she was afraid of all the women looking at her. And then she had to leave through the same door that all of these skinnier, hotter women walked through. And that was her whole thing on Reddit. How do you women get past this? So I use that as a VSL. And I turned that whole story into a VSL.
Interesting.
And like you can use Reddit threads to find out all the biggest pain points about people. What people hate about car insurance. What people hate about healthcare. What people hate about retirement, wealth managers, all these things that people hate on. You take the stories from them on Reddit and you use it as an ad.
That easy.
Yeah, that's what I use for a lot
So
of
that's
my
original.
traffic.
That's like the original ChatGPT, but it's more the real thing. It's actually taking someone's actual story, not a cut and dry, cut from everywhere. It's literally.
So like a good example of this is when I switched from doing only book of calls to one-to-many, I went on a lot of Reddit threads, and all I saw was, I hate sales calls. I'm tired of people giving me the wife objection. I'm tired of people doing this. And I just sit on there for an hour. And then she left the Zoom when she started reading off her card and all these things. And I hate it. And I was like, huh, those are good angles. So then I turn that into some of my presentation, and I also turn that into some of my ad hooks and the ad copy. And I add things like that to tell stories about why that is not the best way to go all the time. Because if you can sell one to many, you can be a better leader. More people will actually, you'll influence way more people, and you'll also be able to attract more A talent into the business. So that's the way that I use the angle on it. And if you hate the way you sell, you're going to hate servicing the people who even buy. So it's like, you had to pull teeth to get them to buy. Now you get to pull teeth to keep them happy. But why don't I just sell one to many and take the pressure off everybody? And now all these people who want to work for me now can come and work because they're like, wow, he's influencing all these people. Oh, cool. And now they want to service the clients because there's no pulling teeth. They're excited to buy.
Because they're also part of it.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. This is where your brain works, like I said, all day, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a little spin here on this for a second. So I'm gonna get too deep on the webinar part. I want to have more of a conversation. Who's webinars right for? Because you do a couple different things. You help with the ads, the marketing. The agency does ads and marketing, ads and you do ads and you do
and funnels and marketing and email and organic.
Known for the webinar world. Who are webinars right for?
They are right.
Let's like eliminate people right now.
They are
These are all entrepreneurs watching this.
Yeah, they're right for people who are decent at organic content right now. They're posting. They're trying to get traction.
Good on decent on camera.
Yes, they're okay being on camera. That's the first qualifier.
If you want to be on camera.
Second is you have a proven offer that's been sold organically. Okay, you have some case studies
through cold
as well.
Traffic.
Yes. No,
Okay.
it doesn't be through cold traffic. It be through organic. We
Got
can
it.
refine the message from organic to cold very quickly.
Okay.
But they got to have something that they've sold. They can't just have like an idea. They can't be an idea person. And then third is going to be they got case studies. They have real results, not like some quote text shit. They need results of like, hey, this person went on video and said this thing happened to me because of your X program. We need like validity here. Okay. So that's why like when I'm on my webinars, I'm like, type a 1 in the chat. Like if you have social proof, I want to see what the room, type a 1. Because if you don't have social proof, I don't think I can help you.
Got it.
Okay. So it's like, it's harder unless you have a bold claim. Like I have a couple clients who make bold claims, but like they're not money guarantees. They're just like better than just saying, I got this one guy who has a new offer and he was helping house cleaning businesses hit 30K a month. And he's like, I get to take my testimonials and move to other niches. And I'm like, not really, bro. That's kind of, that's not fucking okay. You can't really do that.
Yep.
So now we're doing how to add 20 jobs a month to your mobile detailing business.
Got it.
And I'm like, dude, if you're going to do anything, go to the other clients that you already work with and get them to shoot you general testimonies about how good you are a business or how you help them grow theirs. Not specific to the offer you did with home cleaning. If you want to move to another niche, you got to have some congruent social proof. So like, if you have good offers, that's great. But like, you still need to have validity that it works because now people are going to doubt it.
So you would start, this is an interesting conversation. You would start with ads and opt-ins and selling. And once you figured that out, we could talk webinar.
Yes.
Like you should find a way.
Now that's one person.
Okay.
The second person is somebody who is not that good at selling one-to-one. They don't know how to objection handle and they don't have the time to do one-on-ones.
Got it.
Maybe their packages or offers are really heavy on fulfillment. So how do we sell more efficiently without being on the phone so much? Sell one to many instead. Or if you're going to book any calls, you might as well book them from someone who sat on a Zoom with you for 75 minutes.
Got it.
If you're going to book any type of sales call, that's a better sales call than a 30-second ad to account or to a book call. That's a curious book call.
Interesting you say that because if you drive somebody to a webinar and then you book a time with them, even if you don't sell them afterwards, at least they spend an hour with you. It's at least worth the time. Yeah. Someone to go from a webinar to a Calendly, why would they even want to talk to you? Like, I mean, I can't.
They're just curious though.
Yeah.
Because they're not serious. It's just the curiosity.
So if I get you to at least to a webinar and you spend 75 minutes with me and then you want to talk, we're probably 50 to 70% closer.
Oh, hell yeah.
Probably you don't even need to sell them. We don't even need to sell them that day. Like we've got a relationship. There's an attachment syndrome that goes on. Like we're attached now.
And we're doing follow-up without doing follow-up. Like when I have that challenge, the week after, like once Sunday hits and I go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there are people during that challenge who are like, I don't want to buy right now. I got to wait or whatever. And they wind up booking a call for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They just go on my Instagram, find the calendar and book, and they wind up buying anyway.
Okay.
So they're just
this is teaching them how to do webinars.
They're just like, I don't want to be pressured right now, so I'm just going to wait.
Okay.
Till Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm like, you're going to pay more, which they wind up paying more. But like, it's this thing of like, if you sit there for 75 minutes, and this is the way that I talk about it, which is the 75 pieces of content or 75 minutes. That's why I break down on the challenge. If you saw an ad for 30 seconds and someone clicked and someone booked a call, would you rather talk to somebody who did that or somebody who watched 75 pieces of your content
75 pieces of content or 75
every
minutes.
single day of the week? But people still do this thing where they're like, no ads, quick conversion. I'm like,
That's the need. That's where they have that poverty mentality, and they
Mhm.
have that like what is
because they
it,
want money
commission
now.
breath,
Yeah, they
and
want
they're
money
not
now.
understanding. They're trying to do sales when it's time to market.
Mhm.
It's time to promote, and they're trying to do sales. And you can't do sales. It's like knocking on a door and selling something to somebody in 1 minute.
Yeah, it's impossible.
With a gun, maybe, but that's about
Or
it.
you're
You
going
know
to
what I'm
piss
saying?
them off and they're
Yep.
going to run you out.
Yep, which is not good either.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I would say there was a time and a place where that worked. I don't think that works anymore.
definitely does.
And we've tried, and a lot of agencies are pushing it, and it doesn't. Not a good plan.
Yeah, well, the other thing too is that now with all the stuff online, there's too many options online.
Yep.
Too many.
Yep.
So now you have to stand out, which is through not being so pushy, but you still got to have a good offer, and you have to price it just right so that people don't have to wait too long to make your sales cycle too long. And it's like, it's still a hard spot to be in, but it's a lot better when you can listen to me for 75 minutes first. And I'm on these challenges for 3 hours. Like, there's just this thing of like, the reason why the challenges convert so well is because if I can get you there for 3 hours, you're going to buy.
Yeah, because you can build a relationship, you build trust, and if you have something good now. But if you didn't know how to do what you were doing, it would not help. So a good product that's converted with social proof that you can deliver what you say you're going to do, and you have a good reputation.
Mhm.
You do all that. Formula for webinar, correct?
Yeah.
If
Plus,
not,
if you
if
bring,
not, no reason to reach out for the webinar.
If
You
you-
cannot change the automotive business to make a webinar for some guy that's never sold a car before and has no testimonials and doesn't like people.
yeah, that's going to be terrible because he has no
Do you
personality.
even want that client?
No, I don't want
No,
that
yeah,
client.
yeah.
No, that guy's going to be a fucking headache. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give him someone else's phone number. Go to who's that guy we had a problem with? Go to his house.
But like, yeah, it's personality,
Yep.
it's energy, right? Like those are probably two of the most important parts. Like, yeah, your pitch has to be money.
Yep.
But a pitch is tangible. You can write words that sell. You just hire a good copywriter, but you still got to go on there and lay the pitch out
And have the
So-
courage to do
and
it.
have the courage.
I help people write those things all the time.
Yeah, and not hiccup and not like breathe too heavily. Like you can't look like you've never made $1 before.
Yep.
So like there's the confidence thing, and there's also what I call the identity framing. Identity framing is what you do with the chat. So like, like I'll get 500, 600 people on these things, and someone goes in the chat and says something. The haters, the fun people. I will turn that against the crowd. And I turn the crowd with me. So I'll say, Derek, sorry things aren't working out right now, but this is not the place to do that. Guys, type a 1 in the chat if you want to kick Derek the fuck out of here. And then now the chat is just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then we get him kicked out. Right? And I'm using that to label the identity. Guys, give me a 1 if you're not going to be like Derek today. And now I'm labeling an identity. So now the room can't hate me now. I placed an identity on them.
Yep.
You can't hate me, you are for me.
But it's also the truth too.
Mhm.
Derek's being difficult.
Yeah, Derek's being an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. I would always do things like, if I run into those in a crowd, I'd say, listen, I appreciate you being individual right now and want to do your own thing. I've seen people like this my whole life. They want to do their own thing. And these are typically the people that get in trouble. And these people your parents tell you to stay away from. And these are the kids that wind up, in a basement one day and they're doing drugs. And you just gotta be careful you surround yourself. So thank you, Derek, for pointing yourself out. Thank you for showing us who you are. And thank you for letting us know we're going to have to avoid you right now. And I appreciate you. And I wish you the best with your life. I have other things that I say that I'm not going to say because it's being recorded, but I do have a way of turning
The other
crowd.
thing that I was watching Dean do a presentation the other day, and he was basically, someone was in the chat talking shit, and he said, everyone send him love. And that was his angle. I was like, that's good.
Yeah.
Everyone send him love because he needs it.
His wife's rubbing off on him. He's getting sweet.
Yeah.
He's getting nice, Dean.
But like all these people in the chat were dropping hearts in the chat.
That's good. And then you get loved
And-
on it because that's all they want.
Yeah.
That's all that person wants is to be heard and loved.
Yeah.
They don't want to be difficult. They didn't wake up that morning and go, I'm going to attack Wojo. They woke up. If they're not a rich, wealthy, successful business person, they're in pain. And that's one of the big things. So let me ask you this, because we're doing great. This is awesome. And if you're when you're watching this right now, or watching it or listening right now, I encourage you to do a couple things right now. Really evaluate how you're looking at your business. Take at least one thing that Jason showed so far and apply it to your business, whether you sit down down and with your ads, or you don't even have an ad, sit down with an email, write something, do it right away. Give yourself a couple minutes when this is over and sit down for a couple minutes and do this. So I've had one big question I wanted to ask you, and then I'll get some final thoughts here today. Because
Okay.
we're going to do a second.
Is this the big question?
This not a big question, but you
Okay.
set it up and didn't realize it. It's not even that big a question, but it's
Okay.
important. And it's a scary thing for people because it's actually what you've had to get over. What is your psychology for? I watched a man walk in here that had spent $500,000, $600,000 on ads. You don't know the show's going to go great. You've got to worry about the camera working. You've got to make certain it's going to go right. And it's scary.
Mhm.
Like, how do you get over the ability to spend the appropriate amount on ads? And because you got to do that yourself financially.
Mhm.
Like, it might sound like nothing now, but I'm just going to tell you it's one thing people deal with, because there's a fine line for listening to an agency that's going to BS you and say, go spend more, and then you do and get mad at them.
Mhm.
And then when something's working, but you're still not getting the money completely yet, and you know you're going to get it later, and you're going to be out that money for 30, 60, 90 days, you're seeing the face right now.
Yeah.
How do you help people through that? Because I really want to talk about that, because it's a breakthrough. It's the same thing with, it's a big boy version of investing $10,000, $20,000 in your agency and buying your coaching, or somebody working with me and going, I'm going to invest $30,000 to work with him and do some sessions with him. How do you get someone to like become a person? Because logically, oh yeah, spend $100,000, make 150, it's worth it. But man, there's some deep-seated middle class.
Yeah, people say that all day, but they won't
Like,
spend the
I
$100,000.
watched your whole energy change when I explained this to you. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about this. How do you get this? Because I'm telling you, I watch people, your students walk in here, people that I know that you've worked with, that did you condition them? Did you train them? Did you show them? Did you talk to them? How did that conversation go? Were they just comfortable with it? They're like, okay, I'm going to drop $100,000, or I know that's the big game. For some people, it's $5,000.
Yeah.
For some people, it's $5,000.
So
Some people it's 25. I'm going to do 20,000 for the next 3 webinars, and I'm going to apply 60,000 plus the agency plus everything else. How do you get people there?
For
Am
me,
I stumping you?
a little bit, but for me, it was like, if I go into it only thinking about the loss, then I'm gonna not learn a lesson.
So there's you're buying a lesson.
I'm buying a lesson because if it doesn't go well, I'm gonna set no expectation. If it doesn't go well, I learn something. But if I do it really well, now I know it works. And now I'm happy. And is that the trade I'm willing to make?
That's how you look at it.
That's how I look at it.
So you're buying a
And
lesson.
I'm buying a lesson.
That might literally be the answer.
It
Let's
is, yeah.
Not even test it. Because test it
yeah.
is such a, don't you hate when people say just test it? I don't know. Do you really like that term? Like, do you like
it's
that?
better to look at it as like I like looking at it as like I'm trying to make something work.
I like a lesson.
Yeah, like I want to be able to be taught something.
Yeah.
Because if I go into it and I'm like, yeah, you know, if it goes south, it was my fault. Is that true? Yeah. But is it the only identity that I should place on myself? No. It's more of like, hey, if it doesn't go well, I at least learned that I'm not ready for webinars right now, which now means that I need to pay for someone to tell me what the hell I just did wrong.
Got it.
So it's the lesson to find the solution. Like,
this is really an important conversation, because
this
is something people do with, like, and I'm even thinking this, like, whether you go to a seminar, if you would have went to the ClickFunnels event with Russell back in the day, it didn't work well, you would have got a lesson. When you moved to Florida, when you put your dog down, that was a lesson.
That's the thing about the lesson, though, is that the lesson can still be flipped.
Yes.
There's still a solution, because if someone else did it, I'm in a room with all these people who are making money with low ticket funnels. If I didn't do it, it's my fault. But people don't do that in today's world. If they go through any program and they get your advice and they go 3 months in, they're like, this isn't working, but the other 18 people are happy, it's not you. And here's the problem with this, is that we lived by this quote years ago. It started in the blue collar space. The customer's always right. And to be honest, man, it's really hard to fucking believe that, because I've dealt with so many customers and I'm like, dude, the people who are psychotic, you can just tell they're psychotic. It's not you. Like, there's some things, like, yes, of course, there's some problems. I messed up sometimes. It's okay. I'm a human. We all make mistakes.
If you're late for an appointment, the customer's right.
Yes.
But
if you deliver something and you approve it and you agree to it and then it happens, you're like, actually, nah, it's all opinionated. And it's like, that quote ruined most expectations in any space. It's ruined it. And it's like, you could pour into somebody all day. Like there's times where I'll be on a call with a client, I'm pouring into them, and they get off the call and they're like, yeah, the way you delivered it to me, I still don't think this is a good fit. It's not my fault. You're just not ready for the growth. I'm trying to instill this shit in your head, and
You don't want the
wanna
lesson yet.
Don't want the lesson yet.
I love that. Have you ever said it like that before?
I mean, I always
that might
like
be
lessons.
good for your offer right now. Like, listen, something's going to happen. You're going to have to make a lesson right now. There's a lesson that's going to happen. The lesson is going to be that you walk away from things, or the lesson's going to be that
It's
you
the same thing
allowed
with
yourself.
relationships.
Yes.
Like some people, and I did this, dude. I had problems with relationships when I first started. I first started dating. Okay, I was a fucking 22-year-old. Okay, you already know what that's going to entail. Okay, I slept around. I had fun. Whatever. I thought I was ready for a relationship because I was lonely. I was like, I'm lonely entrepreneur. I should get in a relationship. Bro, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea. I was so insecure to where I got in the relationship, had to feel like I controlled everything, bought the dog. We had a dog at the time, not this one. Bought the dog, then gave it to her for free because I felt fucking bad. Because I just want to be the bigger person, always. And I was so insecure about things.
Did you get the lesson?
Oh, yeah. I was the problem. When things don't work out, we can't always blame, oh, she wasn't the most supportive. Or, some people complain, oh, like for example, there's people, I do group coaching, and some people like, I didn't get my question answered. Yeah, because you didn't wave your hand.
Or speak up, or be heard.
Or type in the chat.
Yep.
What am I supposed to do with you? Nothing, because you lack belief. You lack assertiveness. You're already lost. I'm still trying to help you too. You can still stay in the program. Don't be mad. But if someone joins the Zoom room 4 minutes early and they wave their hand first, they showed up before you.
Yep.
You messed up.
Yep.
And this whole online thing now is these people are scams. These people are taking your money, all this junk. And it's like, bro, it's your fault. I'm just tired of people doing this whole like blame game, dude. It's absolutely absurd.
Well, we don't accept it in my world, and we don't believe the customer's always right in our world. We believe that everyone's got to take ownership, responsibility for whatever it is they chose to do.
Yeah, and that's and that's one of our core values is extreme ownership. Yep. We have that across the board. All of our team members. You do something wrong, you got to take accountability.
Have you ever thought about adding it to your clients? So one of the things we teach is we teach our internal values in our company to our actually students. So if you think about
we have
we have a version
yeah.
of it. So we actually teach you, if you're going to be a coaching client, here's 5 things that we value here. And I want to make sure we're in alignment with each other. We're going to have you to value them as well. Mm-hmm. So we teach them how to believe them. And then if they believe them, we're in alignment and we can work together.
That. I don't have that. I just have them watch the intro video when they're onboarding.
No, it should be like, here's what we believe here. And I want to know what you think about this. So let's have a conversation, because if any of these are off, we're not going to work well together. And we get on the same page, or we'll agree to disagree, but then we're still not going to work really well together. So that's one thing we train big on this. So let's do this, because we're going to be wrapping up. Here's a great show. This has been incredible. You enjoying yourself? I'm really having a good time. We're going to do another one. I want to talk even deeper on webinars. If somebody out there is like, I like what he says, I want to know more, Instagram, best place to find you?
Instagram, yeah.
Okay, so one more time.
At the Jason Wojo.
And then they'll figure out how to get started if they're smart enough. If they're not
as soon as they hit my profile, they'll get my ads.
If they're not smart enough to figure it out from there, you don't want to work with them, right?
No, if they can't.
That's one of the things. If they can't figure it out, they can't spell Wojo, you're out. You're automatically out. So it's been a pleasure. I've really, really enjoyed this. And if you were to give like any tip to anybody, you're a young guy, you're figuring it out. I know you deal with a lot of us older folks, a little older than you. Is there any advice that you'd give somebody that is in a better position? Because we've been around longer. Some of us have a lot more economics and different things. You're a young guy, figured it out. If you had 90 seconds to say, like, any advice you'd give to somebody that's not, that you've dealt with, and coming from a young guy, that you would say to like any generation anywhere, you'd say like, here's something I figured out that I think you would really make a difference, really help you out. Like, give yourself that shot to motivate, inspire an entrepreneur.
I would say that I had more success when I had no friends. Like, not saying that I didn't have a lot, but when I had less friends, I had less drama and I had more time to think about things. And that comes down to like I love having friends. I love networking. That's great. But
it's different than friendly friends.
Yes. So
that's
like
strategic social alliances that you enjoy.
Yeah. When I started like really enjoying my time alone, I made more money.
Okay. So spend a little
So
time by yourself.
yeah.
Maybe a little
So
time by yourself writing some ads right now.
yeah, I mean, not right now, but like there's times where I'm sitting there at home and all my other friends are having dinner with 12 people and it's like this big thing and they're like, "Yo, come." I'm like, "I'd rather just sit in the backyard with my dog and just like listen to some music. Like I don't want to go out right now." And that's the introvert that's still inside of me. Like I just enjoy those things. I enjoy my peace. And for people who are older, this one always hits home when I talk about it at events is that there are two things. I want to see what you think. There's two things that are the most expensive thing to a man. What do you think they are?
Expensive?
The two most expensive things for a man to actually be able to acquire and earn that most men will never experience.
Um, I'm not sure where you're going with this. I'm in the trick question. This is not
Okay.
the house and the car thing. So
So
it's your enough money to keep someone happy.
not just that, but I go after peace and silence.
Okay, got it. Oh, you can't get those. I think you meant physical
Yeah,
things.
no,
I
no,
was
no,
a
no.
trick question. On a house, car, keep your wife happy, peace. Yeah, my dad always said, my dad always wanted for his birthday?
What?
Peace and quiet.
Yeah, that's
So I
what my
bought
dad
him a
used to say
card
too.
that said, and I bought him a card, and it had a blindfold, and it had
Earplugs.
earplugs, and I bought him that as his favorite card he's ever gotten. My dad, literally an aerospace engineer, would always say, "That's all I want is peace and quiet."
And like that's just what I value. Like when I do anything experience wise, I will only do it if there's peace and silence. Always. It's not because it's the most expensive thing, it's because it's the most peace and silence that I get.
So you think people should hide from their phone for a little bit and have a little silence for themselves?
Yeah, and like get to know themselves a little bit more.
That's a big thing I teach is that most people go to an event to learn about others. You need to learn about yourself.
Yes.
And everything you go back to the beginning that you discussed here was really about you learned about you. You made Jason more effective and you're helping other people be more effective. And one of my favorite things that I like about your work is you really don't want to serve everybody. You want to serve those that can use your help. And you're absolutely not interested in making everybody a webinar and everybody ads because some
absolutely
people
not.
should not have one because you want people to win.
Yeah.
Brother, thanks for coming out. Super. We're going to do this one again. And for those of you at home watching, make certain to find Jason online. And if you haven't checked out our content while you're on there on Instagram, make certain to, after you checked out Jason, and you're going to target you, make certain to go out there and find our channel as well. We put up a lot of incredible videos. And one of the greatest ways to grow is to grow together. So when you find one that means something to you, think about someone in your life, share one of those videos with them, and don't send anything. Don't say, "I want you to watch this." Just send it to them. You'd be amazed what that's going to do in people's lives. So super excited. Keep on living a life that is above average. And remember, go out there and go be great.